What if the reason you're not succeeding is because you're trying way too hard not to fail, and that avoiding mistakes is actually the biggest mistake of all? There's this quote I love: those who make no mistakes often make nothing. In this video, I want to show you why perfectionism might just be the thing that's holding you back, and how shifting how you think about failure can unlock way more momentum. I'll share a few real life stories, a really interesting experiment, and some simple tips to help you quiet that perfectionist voice so you can start making progress without needing it to be perfect. Let's start with an experiment I think about all the time. It took place at my alma mater, actually, University of Florida, and it was run by Jerry Yulesman, a photography teacher there. And in his photography class, he split his class into two groups. Group one was called the quantity group, and they were graded on how many photographs they submitted at the end of the semester. And so if they submitted 100 photos, they got an A, 90 would be a B, 80 would be a C, and so on. And so it was really just the more the better, just take as many photos as you can. The students in group two were in the quality group, and they were instructed at the end of the semester to turn in only one photo. And to get an A, it had to be a nearly perfect photo. The surprising part of this experiment is that all of the best photos came from the quantity group, because while they were out there taking hundreds of photos, they were trying different techniques, different angles, and different lighting, and learning what didn't work. And so the whole time they're quietly getting better. Meanwhile, the quality group, they spent most of the semester thinking and planning and overanalyzing, trying to create that one perfect shot. And in the end, they had nothing to show for it except for one mediocre shot. Doing the thing imperfectly and repeatedly, that's what builds skill. Trying to get it perfect the first time, that doesn't teach you much at all. This idea that doing, trying, and failing leads to greatness, it's not just for photography students. Let's talk about Babe Ruth, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He hit 714 home runs. But what most people seem to forget about is that he also struck out 1,300 times.
He didn't let the strikeouts define him, and that's why we remember him as a legend.
And then there's Michael Jordan, who in a Nike commercial said, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been trusted to make the game winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again, and that is why I succeed. These are people we hold up as icons of talent. But what made them so great was not their perfection, it was their willingness to keep swinging, to keep shooting, to fail publicly and come back for more. And I've seen this play out in my own life as well. The first time I tried yoga, I absolutely hated it. I was so bad at it. I accidentally signed up for the wrong class. It was the hardest class of my life, and the instructor was like a drill sergeant. It was not a peaceful namaste type class. And I remember thinking, I can't do this. I'm not cut out for yoga. This is not for me. And I would have quit, but I was entered in this contest to win Taylor Swift tickets. And so I had to keep going for 28 days. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been entered into the raffle. And I'm nothing if not motivated by Taylor Swift. So I kept going every single day. And little by little, I was getting a little stronger and a little bit more flexibility and balance. And I didn't hate it as much. And over time, I developed enough skill to be able to attend a class and do the postures and the flows. And 3 months after the contest ended, I actually went to Costa Rica and got my yoga teacher training certification. And so if I had given up after that first class, I never would have known what was possible, what I was capable of. And honestly, I'm still learning this lesson. Trying something new, it is so insanely uncomfortable. And here I am on YouTube trying to make videos and put myself out there. And my latest video actually has done the worst out of all my videos so far. And I could take that as a sign to stop. But instead, I'm just accepting that I'm still new to this. I have a lot to learn. And I don't want to stop now and always wonder what could have been had I kept going. I've heard so many creators say that their first 100 videos barely got seen and then 101 blew up. And can you just imagine if they had stopped at that 100th video? I think it's important that we give ourselves a chance to keep trying and making mistakes and learning from them and growing instead of being so focused on perfection and immediate results. So if you're sitting on something right now, like a dream or a project or something you want to shift, and you're kind of stuck or frozen from the fear of not being perfect, here are a few things that may help. This first one kind of goes back to that photography experiment. So quantity versus quality. So make 100 of anything before you judge the first one. Instead of obsessing about getting it right, focus on getting those reps in. You'll learn so much more and grow so much faster by doing rather than overthinking. Next, let messy be part of the plan. If something flops or feels awkward, do not spiral. Just laugh at yourself a little, learn from it, and keep moving. That is real progress. The next tip is to switch from perfect to curious. Treat everything like an experiment. Try things and then get feedback, and don't forget to play. Curiosity will get you much further than pressure ever will. You also want to redefine what progress looks like. It might look boring or unseen or clunky, like you're swinging your axe and getting absolutely nowhere. But just because it doesn't look impressive yet, it doesn't mean you're not inches away from a breakthrough. You've probably seen this cartoon and that guy who gives up just moments before hitting all of the diamonds. Yeah, don't be that guy. If you've been waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect you, let this be your reminder. The diamonds don't come from getting it right on the first try. They come from showing up, from swinging again, letting it be messy, and letting that be enough. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Tell me, what's something that you've been holding back on because you've been scared that it wouldn't be good enough? Drop it in the comments, not as a resolution, but as a release. Let that be your first imperfect step forward. Thanks so much for watching.